Get excited! Oh, this is so funny because I'm so serious for the thumbnail, but actually, like, when you click on the video, you realise that, no, she's just a crazy person. But she's gorgeous, which means I can get away with it. We're going to talk about all the books I read in February because it's the last day of February, and I didn't do this for January, and I read so many books in January. And I was going to include it in this, but I was like, that might be a bit overwhelming. So this is very short and sweet. I did go through a book slump in this month, so there isn't that many, but that's okay. You're allowed to have a bit of a book slump, so let's just get straight into it, shall we? I feel like I should sit these down somewhere. I don't really have like on the floor. This is a no spoiler video as well, so don't worry your cotton socks, darling. Okay, first thing I want to show you is my book journal. This could be like an introduction to my book journal, I feel, because I'm going to do a proper video on it all when I, you know, fill it in a bit more, but this is how much I've filled in so far. So this is my front cover, and then I've got like, my book goal this year is 40 books, but I'm currently on 15, almost 16, so I'm like, I maybe need to up this because it's just the end of February, but it's fine, we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then I've just got like a little rating system, some book goals. I don't have many book goals, but it's my first year doing it, okay? God. This I fill in when I colour in when I finish a book, and this has 40 books on it, so it like keeps me on track. Little TBR. So fun. I love this, I love this. I bring this out constantly. See, if I'm going for coffee with someone that I know reads books, I literally just pass them it. And I'm like, there you go. Just have a look at all the work I've done. I love to craft. Anyway. Then this just has like my breakdowns. So yeah, I read 9 books in January. Anyway, this isn't about January, this is about February. And this has like the books and the pages. This is a book bingo. I think I'm going to do a separate video on that. I did start it, but then I didn't really get very far. I could just stand up straight, sorry. This is how I track everything for like what date I finish it and stuff like that. The first book I read in February, I read on my Kindle. The worst thing about lip gloss. I read on my Kindle. This is what my Kindle looks like right now. How cute is it? I'll let you have a proper look. It was kind of Fourth Wing themed. So I read Final Offer. I don't know who I don't have it written down. By Lauren Asher, which is the 3rd book in the Dreamland Billionaires series. And I gave it a 3 stars. I gave all those books a 3 stars. Yeah, I did like a full dedication on it though in my book journal. This is it. I love to craft. I love to craft. Okay, I'll tell you what I said. So maybe I should do this and summarise because I had a lot to say, especially about this book that I just read, the Final Offer one. Callahan. Cal, stop right now, don't speak to me ever again. Like, I feel like I had to touch grass after I read this book, honestly. I was at 592 pages. Why on earth was a romance book 592 pages? There was not enough plot. There's just not enough plot going on for it to be 592 pages. But I did love seeing the couples from the other books in this one as well. I love to know, you know what I mean? I love to know the ins and the outs, so then when they pop up I'm like, fun. Cal was my favourite character in them all, but that wasn't my favourite book. I think the first one was my favourite book. The Fine Print is what it was called. That's all I kind of want to say about that, to be honest. Great. Moving on. Okay, then I was so excited about this. I read this because I got it in Toppings in Edinburgh 2 days early. Cheeky bookshop, by the way. 2 days early it was out, so I was like, oh my god, I've got an ARC. Even though they just put it out early. But anyway, I read it, and I read it in like 2 days as well, I'm sure, and I gave it 4.5 stars. That's the highest I've rated a book this year, which is so silly that it's this one. It's an Ali Hazelwood book. Ali Hazelwood writes all of the STEM romances, so any book, all the books that are like, she wrote The Love Hypothesis and why am I thinking Love Actually? She didn't write that. She wrote Check and Mate, all those good books, and it's basically focusing on romance but with women who work in STEM. So like there's biologists, chemists. Is there a lawyer one? I don't know. But anyway, so it's actually fun because she brings all that into it. This one was not that. It was is it called the Omniverse? Basically, it was like 3 countries, and one country was where werewolves lived, one was where vampires lived, and one was where humans lived. And there was whole politics behind it, which honestly kind of, I don't even remember, it went over my head because I was just not interested in it, and I was just interested in these characters. Misery is the female character. I love her. She was so grumpy the whole time. And then the werewolf, she had to marry him, was called Lo. Not me remembering the names. See, when I remember the names, that's when you know. And the story was just great. Like, it was just so silly. If you read this, The Knot, listen. That's all I'm gonna say, actually. I did also make a page for this as well. I'm in my crafting era, in case you didn't know. This is it here. What did I say? My favourite moment of the book was when Misery didn't understand how old his younger sister was, like the werewolf's younger sister, because vampires age differently, obviously. From Misery's POV of her meeting his younger sibling, who I'm pretty sure is maybe like 13 or something like that, she is like, no, who I'm pretty sure is maybe like 10 or something. She describes her as 3-13?-year-old. I don't know why, I just really enjoyed that. Listen, I'm an easy please woman. If there's fated mates because of sense, I'm all over that. Okay, I'm easy pleased. As soon as someone enjoys the smell of another person and describes it, I'm like, okay, so you are bound to be together forever. Perfect. Okay. This put me into such a book slump. I read it, I think it took me 2 weeks. And that's not like, it's not because I didn't enjoy it. I really enjoyed it, but I cannot express you, anxiety through the roof. The whole time I was reading it, I was just stressed out. But oh my god, like exhausting. Honestly exhausting. Every single time I picked it up, I think, you know that way when people go through a traumatic event and then their body like shuts down and puts them to sleep once they're like in a safe space? I think my body was doing this because every single time I picked this book up, I was like, I need a nap. And I don't nap. Like, I'm not a napper. But every single time I picked it up, I was like, I need to go to sleep right now. Cannot read anymore. So I was literally reading like 20 pages at a time, which is just not like me at all. I'm a sit down a 100-page gal. And then I'm like, wait, what time is it? What day is it? Etc. But no, this, Jesus. What I will say, I do enjoy multiple POVs, but this one just kept switching POV throughout, like during chapters, but didn't have anything to indicate whose POV it was. So then you kind of had to work it out on your own. And see, when you're going through the emotional turmoil that you know that Sarah J Maas is going to tear you to shreds, so you're already stressed out, and then having to figure out who's talking at what point, that was a wee bit difficult for me. I didn't love that. I have set up a page, 2 pages in my book journal to write about it, and I just can't bring myself to do it. Like, I can't do it. Also, that how do I, we got a lot of backstory of a character that we hadn't got backstory of before, and she made it. She made the whole thing. She is perfect. She can do nothing wrong. I love her. If you know, you know. And I gave that 4.5 stars, but honestly I think I would need to reread it again to actually figure out whether I enjoyed it or not, because I was just so stressed out while I was reading it that I feel like I didn't enjoy it. But I think as a reread I could possibly enjoy it, but I can't pick that back up just now because I was in a book slump for so long after I read it and during it, honestly, that I'm too scared. So maybe in like June, when it's sunny outside and the vibes are high, I can flick through it again and decide. So for now, 4.5, but who knows. Oh my god. Oh, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? I read Magnolia Parks on my Kindle in like a day. Magnolia Parks is everything to me now. Who wrote it? Let me figure that out. Jessa Hastings, okay? It is, I haven't had the chance to do pages on it yet, but I'm gonna do so many because it is basically Gossip Girl, but better. Like, it is better, and I love Gossip Girl. It was so good. It's like, it's just rich kids cutting about London, and she's so into her fashion. Like, she basically, her thing is that she knows what everyone's wearing at all times. So she'll, like, every single time a character like walks into the room and starts talking to her, before she's even like starts the dialogue, she's like, this is what they're wearing. It's so good. See, if you don't like reading and you want to get into reading and you enjoy Gossip Girl, honestly read it because it was so good and so many twists and turns. Then I read something else in between this, but I want to talk about this now while I'm on the roll. I read Daisy Hates, which is in the Magnolia Parks universe. Basically it goes Magnolia Parks, and this is the series, Magnolia Parks, then Daisy Hates, then a Magnolia Parks book that's called something else, then a Daisy Hates book that's called something else, and then Magnolia Parks again, Into the Dark, which is the newest one. And basically, I went on our website because I tried to figure it out, you have to read the Daisy Hates books. Listen, I just don't love Daisy Hates. I think it's because I was on my high from loving Magnolia Parks, like would worship the ground that she walked on, as everyone else in the books did. But Daisy hates Magnolia Parks, like hates her. And they're in the same universe, and it's basically the Magnolia Parks book and the Daisy Hates book take place at the same time. Like, I'm sure there could be a tandem read for it, but they're like, they don't talk to each other really. Like, they maybe come across each other once or twice. And so yeah, I'd kind of known things that were going to happen because I'd read the Magnolia Parks book, and I was just like, ugh. And I didn't love Daisy as well, so, and there's a third character, and you get 3 POVs. You get Daisy's POV, and you get Christian's POV, and they're like the love interest, and then you get Julian's POV. Julian is Daisy's brother. You heard that sound on TikTok, and it's like, and I hear this aggravating voice literally every single time his POV came up. I was like, I simply don't care. I just don't care whatever it is you're saying. I don't care. However, I am curious about who he's texting, and is it Magnolia Parks? Is he texting Magnolia Parks? I don't know. I'm trying to think who else it could be. Maybe Magnolia Park's sister? Don't know, but I loved her as well. She was a great side character. There's so many good side characters. I wholeheartedly would tell you to read it. Oh, and Magnolia Parks is my first 5-star of the year. We didn't think it was going to happen. We didn't think Iona would actually ever give a 5-star to anything ever again. but I did. Then Daisy Hates got 2. We'll move on swiftly. I'm on my Ali Hazelwood grind. Last month I was on my Olivia Blake grind. Now I'm on my Ali Hazelwood grind. This I got out of the Works. The Works are doing great things right now. If you need a book and you don't want to spend a lot of money, get to the Works, because they've got all of our favourite girls. They've got Powerless, they've got Crescent City, they've got so much. Ali Hazelwood. I got other ones as well. That was in... Did I tell you about that? I don't know. I think I maybe went book shopping and didn't tell you. I'll never do it again. This is called Loathe to Love You. It was £5. I got it for 3. And it's basically 3 short stories. But you know what I just love? Ali Hazelwood wrote these short stories for her flatmates. She wrote them for them. And then, like, obviously got famous from her writing. And made them better and put them in a book. I love that. That's so romantic. Like, see if anyone ever wrote me anything. I don't want to talk about it because I could possibly cry. Great. She just does it well. So this is all STEM and they're all connected as well. So it's basically like 3 best friends who live together all throughout college, but now they've graduated, they're in their STEM jobs and they have love interests or whatever. So one of them is... I need to take a sec and explain. One of them is environmental engineer, and she basically moves into a house of her like supervisor all throughout her grad work because she passed away. RIP. That's not a spoiler. It starts it's right at the beginning, and she moves into her old supervisor's home because she left it to her because they were so connected. Kind of weird, but whatever. But it turns out her nephew already lives there, and she just never told her that she had a nephew or anything. So then they have to live together, and he's like, she's an environmental engineer, saving the planet. He's working for a big law firm that is ruining, that's oil. Perfect. Then the second one, she's a civil engineer. Fun. You don't really hear much about what she does, to be honest. I mean, they kind of have like a little thing about it, but it's not really that much. And she gets stuck in a lift. Almost said elevator. It says elevator on the back, okay? She gets stuck in a lift with someone from the rival company who's also a civil engineer. This man, like, I can't even explain. The third one, which was great, this one was great. She's a NASA aerospace engineer, and yeah, she meets someone through doing that, and it's like, oh, she falls first, he falls harder. Crying and throwing up. Oh, honestly. I rated this 4.5 stars. Ali Hazelwood can do no wrong in my eyes. I will hear nothing. Nothing. This is my current read. It's called Caraval. It's by Stephanie Garber. I really want to read her second series. I have the first book of it. It's over there. I'll grab it. I'll stop being lazy. Oh my brain. This is the first book of her first series. This is the first book of her second series. I really want to read this. It's called Once Upon a Broken Heart. I've heard great things, and reading the back, like, it just looks so good. I think I would really enjoy this. Also, how bloody gorgeous. Stunning. However, you apparently have to read this series first because it has a big spoiler, and if you read this, then this will spoil this, and... Anyway, so I'm reading this just now. I'm like, how many pages in? 146 pages in, so I'll probably finish this today. But it's called Caraval, and it's basically set in a carnival. And everything is deceiving, and it's all deception, and it's all lies. And the character is fine. But yeah. Just to let you know what I mean just now. So that was all the books I read. This was all the books I read in February. And yeah. If you want to find out what I read in January, I suppose I could do that, but I don't think you'll care that much, and it'll all be in my end of year thing anyway. And I think if I get to 40 books faster, then I'll probably do like a video on the fact that I hit my book goal and it wasn't the end of the year yet, because I am anticipating that's going to happen. That's all. I hope you have a lovely day. Sorry this video is short and sweet. You want to know why? See if you stayed this long, then I'll tell you. I have a video ready to go up, but it's basically of me getting ready for a date. But I'm going on the second date this weekend, and I don't want him to see the video before we go on the second date. Know what I mean? The stakes are too high right now, so don't tell anyone. Okay, great. Have a nice day. Bye.